What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the van build. If you are new here, my name is Sarah, this is Toby, and we're in the middle of building out our little home on wheels. If you'd like to see how it all turns out, make sure you stick around because we show you exactly how we get it done. In this video, we are going to be tackling the subfloor. There's a little sneak preview. There is something I want to address with you before I get started. I didn't do a very sexy job at filming it. I definitely filmed a lot, but what I didn't do was film enough of me speaking to what I was doing. What you're gonna be seeing is a lot of present Sarah filling in the gaps of what past Sarah didn't cover. And that's okay. I think it's hopefully gonna all turn out okay. Regardless, I just wanna make sure my content or my videos are as educational as I possibly can be so that it helps anyone who also doesn't know what in the world they are doing. Okay, let's carry on.
Not looking back. Eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Oh, yeah. Take my hand.
Our first trip to Home Depot. You ready? He's ready. You ready to go? That's too bad because you're not coming this time. Well, I hope I got everything I need, but if I didn't, I guess I'll just be going back to Home Depot, right? The very first thing that we did when Sam arrived, hi Sam, was measure out the entire surface area of the floor, including all the nooks and crannies. And then from there, we designed a way to lay out all of the framing so that it created the most stability when we put the flooring on top of it. We used pressure treated 2x2s for the framing. The special thing about pressure treated lumber is simply because they are treated in such a way to create longevity as well as to have insect and moisture resistance. Yes, I have it on my phone because I didn't want to feed you misinformation. There's definitely more to it. Do some research if you want to use pressure treated lumber as well. It just made sense to me to use it. All right, so this is what we're working with for the framing of the subfloor. I ended up using all 12 of my pressure treated 2x2s. If you have a RAM Promaster 136-inch wheelbase, I think that's more than enough to cover up your subfloor. All right, so now that we have the framing completed for the floor, we are going to use this builder's paper. Hi.
BTS content, babe.
Before I was really interrupted, I was trying to tell you that we're using builder's paper to create the template. Floor is not comfortable, by the way, to kneel on. Not comfortable at all, but it will be by next week. Okay, so we finished with the template using the construction paper. Construction paper? Is that what it is? And this is the final product. These flaps are folded over right now because I had to reseal those holes, but yeah, there it is. There she is. Now I'm just gonna roll her up because turns out I didn't get myself enough plywood. I'm just gonna get one more, so Home Depot it is. Hey, so I got Toby's in the house. In the next part of this video, Sam and I start working on the flooring itself with the plywood. What I didn't show you was the fact that we completely scrapped the template that we made the other day. In hindsight, it was a huge waste of time and a complete waste of material. You don't need to measure out the entire flooring. It ended up being so messed up, I had to redo it. But what I ended up doing was only tracing out the sides of the van that wasn't straight. So like around the wheel wells or in front of the van, behind the driver's seat where it has some weird curvature there. I traced out that area and that's all I really needed to do. And then maybe, and not maybe, but yes, measure out how much width and how much length I needed from each plywood to fit in each you know, puzzle piece, I guess. So you don't need to measure out the entire surface area of the floor with that builder's paper. You only need to measure out the random nooks and crannies to, yeah, that's it. You just need to measure out the random nooks and crannies. I feel like it'll make more sense when you're out doing it yourself. But yeah, so let's carry on, shall we? Safety first, y'all.
Style second.
Watch out, 'cause I know the break's coming.
Let this be a reminder to measure 67 times and only cut once. We measured like, I think 30 times, got our trace out, looking great, but then we measured again, realized we're about how many inches out?
At least a quarter of an inch.
About a quarter of an inch, and a quarter of an inch is
Almost
important.
a half an inch, yeah, so.
It's important. So measure 67 times, cut once.
Just do it.
This is the second fitting?
Third.
Third fitting. And we've made 2 adjustments so far.
Is that better? Yeah.
It is. It caused a gap right here.
That's okay.
This is fine. I think it's fine.
What are your thoughts?
Well, this is fine. We'll survive. This is fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Okay, so now we're working on the sides where the wheel wells are. And then we're done. Actually, we won't be done because then we have to sand and protect. Okay, so this project is the first time I've ever used a jigsaw before. If you've also never used a jigsaw before, it's really easy. Let me show you really quick on how to set it up. Let me unplug it first. Okay, so you'll see I have a Black & Decker jigsaw. I'm not sure if it's the best. I just found it in the garage, already packaged up, so I'm using it. But you'll see right here, there's this little black tab. Here's the blade. Make sure the blade is facing away from you and away from the jigsaw. You lift the tab up, slip the sucker right in there, release, and there you have it. You have yourself a jigsaw. Okay, so this is probably the, I didn't really count, but probably like the 8th time I have trimmed this up, so. It fits! Beautiful. Okay, that's a little awkward, but I'm dealing with it. I don't even care. It's beautiful. Okay, so the next thing I had to do was liquid nail all of the 2x2s to the floor of the van. That was a little scary in itself, although it was really rewarding seeing it all fit and work out perfectly. I'm gonna tell you right now that that was super annoying. It turns out that there are more than one caulking gun sizes. I had a 10-ounce one, and that liquid nail container was a 28-ounce one, so I had to go pick up one that was 29 ounces, and they are not cheap. It was, I think, roughly $30 for me to get that, and I really don't think I'm gonna need it again. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be as clean as possible when applying it and return it later. Is that wrong? I don't care, it's Home Depot.
Oh, good yawn.
All right, so I think I spent a good hour, actually. It didn't really feel like that long, maybe 2 hours of liquid nailing all of my boards down. It's not perfect. There's some slants, there's some lots of imperfections, what am I saying? But it'll do. So I'm gonna let it dry overnight, and then tomorrow I will fit my foam board pieces into the gaps here, and then hopefully right after that I can just go ahead and screw in the floor. I'm excited. What's up, everyone? Another day, another van build. I'm really excited because the 2x2s worked, or the what am I even saying? It's early right now. The liquid nails worked and the 2x2s are secure. Now I already got started, but I'm gonna show you what I've been doing. I have been working on the foam, and I will tell you right now, it was not easy figuring out a way to cut them. Right now I'm using this tool right here. I'm just going along making a dent basically, and then as soon as I go all the way across, I snap it. So far it's been working. I tried literally everything. I tried just scissors, tried this knife. I didn't want to try the jig saw because I feel like it would have just made a huge mess. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So if you're wondering what I have here, I have a 1-inch foam board. It is about 3.6, I think, R value. Already looking at it, I definitely do not have enough foam board to go around the entire floor, but I do have my box of Havelock wool that I don't think I'll be using all of. I feel like I'm gonna have some leftovers for the wall, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Havelock wool for the rest of the flooring if my foam board isn't enough. So that's what's happening. Let's get on with it. What's up? Just checking in. I just finished my floor. Sorry, when I say I finished my floor, I finished putting the insulation on my floor. What was nice was I only had to use one batch of Havelock wool, so I'm really happy with my decision of not going back to Home Depot and picking up more of the foam board. It's currently raining, and I can't get any closer to the garage, and I don't want to risk getting any moisture or water, anything in the van. So the second it stops raining, I'm gonna run out here with my screwdriver and a piece of the flooring, and I'm gonna start screwing everything in. I just really wanted to get this done. Okay, so it's really tight here. All right, so it's definitely still raining right now, but I am very impatient and I really want to get this done. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my plywood in here, which I actually already got one of them in here, and get this thing done. So just so you know what I'm using. Again, I've mentioned this probably 1,000,000,100 times, but I've never done anything like this before. I never built anything before. Even shopping for screws was a little intimidating, especially at Home Depot when there's an entire aisle dedicated to a million different types of screws. The options it was just overwhelming. I talked to a Home Depot attendant and he suggested I pick up this. So this is what I have. I have a Deckmate 1 5/8 inch screws. Comes with a T25 bit, which is nice. It's meant for like decks and stuff, and it's coated in a way so it won't rust. I mean, I wouldn't anticipate any screws be rusting in my van, but you never know, okay? We want to be as proactive as possible. And one last thing before I get started, I just have a little confession. I have used screwdrivers before, okay? I'm gonna tell you that I have. But for some reason, I couldn't figure out how to get this to stay in here. So anytime I learn something new, I really want to be transparent and share it with you, just in case there's somebody out there that also doesn't know how to secure a bit into a compact. No, sorry, this is an impact driver. So let me show you. Let me remove this and then show you from the start. If I can take it out. Maybe you should remove the battery first. Safety first, you guys. Remove the battery before you do anything. That was horrible. Okay, so it's out. So I'm gonna stick this guy in here. Gonna lift it, twist, and there you have it. She's in. And I took the battery out because I almost just killed myself. And now I don't know where the battery is. Here we go. Let's do this. Oy. Also, I still have to keep my doors closed, so it's gonna be especially dark in here. Right now I'm in the cab, so you know, it's bright, but back there it's really dark. I'm gonna do my best to shine as much light, but really there's no light to shine. So first I need to load up. I'm a Home Depot gal now. Boom, baby. Okay, and that concludes that. That was super exciting. I am really happy with the results of my subfloor, given this is my first time ever making anything like that, and it's my first time ever using the tools that I use. I'm really stoked about the results. I seriously couldn't be happier. The next thing I need to do is cut these windows out because I finally got my windows. However, it's been raining out here in Portland, so the next sunny weekend, you can bet your booty that that is gonna happen. I also need to do everything. Literally, there's still so much more to cover here, and if you want to see how it all turns out, how everything happens, then please stick around because I'd love to have you. I'm having a really good time, and I think I've said that like so many times, but it's the truth. Is she perfect? Is my subfloor perfect? Yes, actually. I'm gonna say yes, because yes, there's some uneven edges, a little cracks here and there, and I may or may not have screwed into a piece of foam instead of the 2x2s, but again, given my skill level, I think she looks pretty damn good. I would say it's perfect. If you stuck around this far, don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram if you want to see some real-time updates of the build. Bye.
Yeah. Such a